What is up guys, it's Cal, and in this video we'll be talking about AQ40 and prepping for AQ40. I know I have some classic players who watch me, so with AQ40 around the corner, this might be some much needed info for some of you. So the event to start up the gates of AQ will begin on July 29th, and the gates will open up roughly a week or two after that, as long as all of the criteria is met for it, which requires 90,000 copper bars, 26,000 purple low tie, 80,000 thick leather, 17,000 spotted yellowtail, 400,000 rune cloth bandages, 28,000 iron bars, 24,000 thorium bars, 33,000 Arthas tears, 600,000 silk bandages, 22,000 tin bars, 96,000 peace bloom, 250,000 wool and mage weave bandages, 800,000 linen bandages, and so much more. Acquired across both factions, of course, but delving deep into that is for another video. We're going to focus more on the prep, the gear prep, the consumable prep, and making gold prep. Yes, the sooner you get to this, the more gold you can make. Enough rambling, let's start our journey over at Maradon. This dungeon is made up of three parts: the purple side, the orange side, and the Earthsong Falls side. Now this dungeon has a whole slew of nature resistance items, which will aid you in getting through AQ40. If we first take a look at the orange side, the first boss you'll come across is a level 48 elemental, Noxium, who drops a plethora of nature resist gear. He has a chance to drop some plate wrists with 15 nature resistance, as well as a wand that gives plus 5 nature resist. And then he also drops a trinket that anyone can use, Heart of Noxium. This will give you plus 10 nature resist and allow you to remove one poison effect every 5 minutes. This trinket also isn't unique, so you can wear 2 of them for the extra nature resist. Using one trinket to use effect does put the other one on cooldown still though. But hey, extra nature resist. Razer Lash is the following boss in the orange side who can drop some really good nature resist gear, like a Cytoskin Spalders for example. Now not only do these leather shoulders give plus 10 nature resist, but 16 agility and 10 stamina. They're very good for rogues. This plant-like boss also has a chance to drop some leather pants, Brussels hide leggings I believe is what they're called, as well as cloth boots and a cloth waist, which give even more nature resist. Now we don't care about the purple section of the dungeon, it's just filled with a bunch of demons and has essentially no nature resist gear. The next section of the raid is referred to as the Poison Falls and has a chance for a rare to spawn named Medlock, the Harvester. I think it's pronounced something like that. This rare has a chance to drop a very good hunter helm, Bloom Sprout headpiece. This gives attack power, stamina, and 10 nature resist. The next boss is not rare, and it's actually a pretty important boss required to be able to farm a lot of these further nature resist gear, and this is Celebris the Cursed. He drops a cloak, Grove Keeper's Drape, which will give stamina as well as 10 nature resist. This boss is required to be killed for the Scepter of Celebris quest chain, which ultimately starts from Cavendra, who is on the orange side of Maradon. Completing this chain will award you the Scepter of Celebris, which will allow you to teleport to the Earthsong Falls of Maradon to farm the later bosses for nature resist gear, and other gear, because they do drop some pretty nice pieces. In this final section, the first boss we'll come across is Landslide, who drops the Plate Helm of the Mountain, 10 nature resist plus 7 defense. Princess Therdris is the final boss of the dungeon and has a chance to drop the Elemental Rockridge leggings, which are fairly good and give 10 nature resist. Jumping off the edge into the water takes you to Rotgrip, who drops the leather boots, Albino Cross Scale boots, which gives 5 nature resist. Now for level 60s with, at least pretty good gear, the orange side should be able to be soloed. Then the final part. You may need a friend to come with you. A lot of the mobs in here can drop random greens with random stats on them, so there's a good chance that you'll find some random gear with nature resist as well. Now let's talk about making gold, what everyone cares about, right? So one of the items you'll want to stock up on, since they'll sell like hotcakes once AQ40 comes out and even after, are greater nature protection potions. I remember making tons of gold off selling greater fire protection potions from Molten Core. I can only assume greater nature protection potions will be treated the same. They require 1 elemental earth, 1 dream foil, and a crystal vial to make. Don't forget to keep a few on you, since some of the bosses in AQ40 pretty much require these. One other potion which will fly off the shelves will be Frost Oil. 4 Khadgar's Whiskers, 2 Winter's Bite, and a leaded vial are required to make these. You'll want these because the Viscidus boss, which will not take damage from any source, but it needs to be hit with lots of frost attacks to freeze the boss and take him down. I guarantee that you'll make lots of gold selling these off the auction house. Now you don't need this potion. feel free to make lots and sell them all, because you can get the Banshee Finger Wand if you're a wand user, and it's a chance to drop from the Baroness Anastari in Stratholme and does frost damage. Also Coldridge Dagger, this is from the last boss in RFD, Aminar the Coldbringer, and then Hurricane Bow, which is a very rare chance to drop from just about any mob in Blackrock Depths. Well, pretty much any mob around 50 since it is a world drop, but Blackrock Depths looks like the highest drop chance. You might be better off buying it off the auction house since it is buying on equip. Out of those 3 items, I think you might be better off getting the Cold Rage daggers, especially since more people can use daggers than the other 2. Finally, one thing I want to mention is to do the quest Armaments of War. Now this quest actually won't be available until the war effort ends, so once the gates actually open. This quest is from Geologist Larksbane and drops very good gear that gives quite a lot of nature resistance. And that's about it. A bunch of nature resist stuff to aid you through your journey in AQ. So you can do exactly what I told you and get all these items, or you can ignore everything I said, since I'm sure we've noticed at this point that Classic is different than Vanilla. We've gotten better. I mean, an entire raid killed a Nixia naked, for crying out loud. So if that's not telling enough, I don't know what is. Anyways guys, that's the entire video. Some things to aid you and get you some gold on the side. If you guys can think of any other items or methods, feel free to leave it in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like on it, sub to the channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.